Essentially, what they were doing was reaching into my pocket and taking half of the money out.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I knew exactly what it was. So I came home and I told my husband that this is what was happening. He said, hell no, like, you're not going to allow that. I said, of course I'm not going to allow that. So I thankfully outsmarted them. I had a very good relationship with the gentleman that had hired me. And I called him and his name was David C. I called David C. And I said, and I knew David C. very well. And I said, David C., I just want to tell you how it works here at my company. Oftentimes, when we procure pieces of business, they try to get us to work with other people, the more senior brokers, because that's how the senior brokers sometimes are fed. And they are
Exactly.
right, making a strong recommendation that I work with this other guy. And I said, and I don't want to work with him. And I said, so, and he said, this ridiculous. And I said, I think so too. The only way that I can kind of prevent this is if you send an email to the managing director and say, I've already signed the exclusive agreement. I'm working with Rhea Campbell. I'm not interested in working with anybody else. And again, I knew him well enough. Right. And he immediately sent the email to the managing director and said, I'm working with Rhea. And I went into the managing director. I said, I don't need this other person on this piece of business. Absolutely not. Now, what that taught me was they were never going to have my back. In fact, they were not going to have my back. They were actually going to hinder my progression here at the company. And I made a decision right then and there that I was going to leave at some point.